Well, you wouldn't be at this video if you wasn't trying to figure out how to make a cutting board, right? Yeah, got you, didn't I? Anyhow, I know there's a bunch of you guys out there that are interested in making a cutting board. You just want the fastest, shortest, and easiest way to do so. Now, here you'll see some full cuts. And we just turned those into cutting boards. First was mesquite, and I've got an old homemade CNC machine, and I put faith in the left-hand top corner of it because I sure got a lot of faith. Without faith, I would have nothing. Now the one down on the front side here, oh my God, I hope we get the sunlight on it. There we go, that's an old mesquite cutting board. I cut the handle out with the CNC wood router as well. And then you jump over here, you got a piece of mesquite, which is really nice. We're gonna trim the edges of it up, sand it down, it ain't sanded yet, just run through the planer. And then this is a piece of red oak that I made about a year ago, and been using it quite often. You can see all the cut marks in it, just haven't refurbished it, remade it. And the old rubber feet done fell completely off of it. They use it so often. So we're gonna refinish this one and get it back in circulation. There's another piece of mesquite that's not really worth the crap, so we'll cut strips out of it. And later in the video, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with those strips. And there is a piece of cedar. Now you ain't gonna make much of a cutting board out of that, but you can make a charcuterie, I guess they call them things. Cheese serving platter out of that one. And over here is a piece of spalted red oak. Now if you've ever cut your red oak in a sawmill, and you want to see how that's done, check out my other videos. I've got a bunch of videos out there cutting red oak and cedar and mesquite and a lot of different things. Well, just to give you a little run through there, that's my old homemade CNC wood router. Yep, that's a hillbilly rigging, but we make it happen. And then we got it running off an old computer. Now, if you're going to want to make it out of strips and make you a butcher block style cutting board, you're going to have these slabs. Now, I cut these off a log myself, turn them into slabs, and then I'm going to bring them down to smaller pieces, and then I'm going to turn them into the cutting board I'm about to show you pretty quick. Now this is red oak. Now we won't be using any of that spalted area because it won't be good in water. Now this one is wild cherry, and we will be using quite a bit of it because wild cherry really makes them ring. And then of course this other one over here is hickory. Now we will be using quite a bit of hickory. Hickory's a good wood, it's a hardwood, it's a beautiful wood. Okay, now we got us another piece of wild cherry right here. Would you look at the little red dots in the wild cherry? That is pretty cool. Pretty awesome wood. Not cheap though. Then there's some more red oak. Now that red oak is spalted on the outer edge. We'll only use the center pieces of it, or the outside edge of it on the far right hand side. And then this wood, this wood here, I cannot remember the name of it, but I think it's something come out of Africa. It's an orange wood. If you're any kind of woodworking freak, you'll know what kind of wood that is. It's very heavy and it's very expensive. Now let's move on to one of the cutting boards I'm working on. Right here we got some purple heart. Now between the purple heart and this wood right here, woo, guys, that'll set you back pretty heavy. You might have to quit drinking for a day or two to be able to afford that kind of wood. At least I had to throw my tobacco away for a whole week to be able to afford that. So purple heart, red oak, mesquite, red oak, purple heart, and back to mesquite, red oak, and purple heart. Now, cut these down into strips the size you want. You will need a table saw. Once you got the table saw and you got them cut down to size, don't worry about getting them perfectly flat on top or the bottom. The main thing is you want to get the length of them, the length you need, and the width, and make sure they're pretty true so when you put them together, there's no gaps in between them. Now you're going to take a clamp, you're going to pull together here, and you're going to pull together down here, and then you're going to put the third clamp. If you have these two clamps on the bottom, you're going to have a third clamp on the top. Clamp it there. So you're going to be pulling together in the center, and pulling together on the bottom on each end. Now before you do that, of course, you got to put some glue in there. Now I like to use some of the best glue I can get you, and I'll get you a shot of that here shortly. All right, now we're over here to the part where you're gonna make the cutting board. That's, like you say, like I said, hey, once you got all this over here glued together, put the clamps on them, let them sit overnight. When you get through, this is what you're gonna come out with. Now isn't that a beauty? You can create whatever size you want with these little strips once you got them stripped out. That's the back side of it. When we get through, we're going to put some of these on them. Now let me show you what they are. Well, it looks like we're getting close to the end of the video now. Now remember I was telling you about them rubber feet? And that's what they are right here. See, they got a little hole on that side, and they got a cupped out right there in the middle. So what happens is you put a screw right through there and bury the head down inside there, and this will not slide around on top of your cabinet or on top of your countertop or whatever you might have it on, ice chest, anywhere. So you put your 4 of these feet underneath that cutting board, and they're pretty stable, and that way no juice can run underneath it without any problems. Okay, now you've been asking what kind of glue do I use? Well, only 1 or 2 that I'm going to use. Tight Bond Ultimate Wood Glue, rated #1 by pros, waterproof, and the Gorilla Wood Glue. Now, me, they both about the same, so it doesn't make no difference to me. They stay. I've taken these boards and built them and chunked them in a sink in water. Neither one of them come apart. Now, I'm not saying they won't ever come apart. They will in time. Just ain't gonna happen overnight or happen in a month or 6 months. Hey, and oh, by the way, if you want some of these little rubber feet to put on the cutting board you're making, I'll post a link down in the description below where you can find these things on my website. I got all kinds of sawmill parts up there, homemade sawmill building parts. If you want to build your own sawmill, check them out under the industrial section. We got pulleys, we got casters, we got blade guide rollers, and we got some other stuff you might be interested in. Link down in the description below. Well, I wasn't quite able to get you a video of me gluing these up, but I think you get the idea there. I took them strips I showed you in the earlier part of the video, and I put glue on both sides of them, and then I put them on top of this 2x4 right here, like you see right there, and so I could get the clamp underneath them on both sides. Then I put a clamp in the middle, and I pulled them all together. Now they don't have to be uniform from top to bottom. I mean, you want the bottom sitting flat on the 2x4s, but it doesn't make no difference on top. And the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a scraper and I'm gonna scrape that glue off of there. I'm gonna let them dry overnight, and then what I'm gonna do is run them through this planer right here. Now I got this old DC580, Delta DC580 planer. I'll run them right through there, and then we'll come out with a finished product. Check out my other videos, guys. Like I said earlier, we got a bunch of stuff out there you might be interested in. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Thumbs up, like, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.